Hello and welcome to this Let's Write video. These are videos about computer programming. I'm going to show you a program written in BASIC, and it's a shuffle puzzle. So it's similar to the widget, I think, that came with Vista that was on the side panel, and you would move parts of the puzzle into empty spaces to form a picture. But with this one, all it does is form a sequence of numbers 1 to 15 plus a 0 at the lower right hand corner. I wrote this in DOS, and then in Windows it's just a matter of going to the options menu in FreeBASIC, selecting build options and selecting QB console, because the program doesn't have any graphics, it's just ASCII characters. So I'll describe the program. At the top there's a comment or remark. It says it's for QBasic/QuickBasic, but as you can see, I'm using it here in FreeBASIC for Windows. That's my website where you can get the source code. This is the declarations of an array, two-dimensional array of integers. This starts the randomization from the system timer. These are variables being initialized. Clear screen. This puts the beginning menu onto the screen. See, with computer programming, the computer reads each instruction top to bottom, so after this part here, it goes down here. I know that some of you already realized that, but I just wanted to say that anyway. And then if they put some wacky number in there, it just ends the program and gives them an error message. And then it sets up the board methodically. The board is a grid 4x4 where they sort of shift around numbers to put them in the right order. With this, it places them in, it puts it into the array in the right order, and then down here it shuffles those numbers at random. So it picks out a spot on the 4x4 here using this, and then if there's a possible move to be made, then it makes it using the stuff down here and changes the array that way. This is the main loop of the program. I know it sounds a bit weird because it's sort of similar to a C program calling it main, but I couldn't think of any better name for the main loop. So CLS clears the screen. A couple of subroutines are called here. One for display. Display, all it does is it reads the array and puts it onto the screen so that there's an interface for the player or user to use. And then there's finish. All finish does, this checks whether or not the numbers are in sequence using a couple of nested while when sequences of instructions, and if it is complete, then the puzzle is solved. Interestingly, if they choose a really easy setting, like if they say only shuffle it 10 times, what the computer does is it shuffles it out of order and then back into order. So the first thing they see if they make it too easy is that the puzzle is solved. But if they make it very difficult, then it could take them a couple of hours to get it the way that it's intended to be. And then it reads the input here. I put a comment in here saying main input, so if they have Q, changes that to uppercase so that there can only be one if statement for that, and all it does is end the program. Otherwise, it changes that from move string. The dollar signs in BASIC indicate strings. That's the strange thing about old versions of BASIC. They've got wacky characters on the end of the variable identifier. So with this here though, this just sort of this is a for loop, and it loops through this stuff, checking whether the cell at scratch 1 and scratch 2 equals 0, then 0, 1 equals scratch 1, and 0y equals scratch 2. So that's just moving their piece, I think. And this 0x, it checks whether it's a possible move and then goes to move piece. Move piece down here puts the number, it keeps track of how many moves they've made, and then with cell 0xy equals move, and so that just makes the move, and then returns to that spot back up here or wherever it was. And then it goes back through the loop back up to here, and that's pretty much how all that works. So I'll go to the make menu and say compile, and down here, it says make done. So it's made an exe compatible with 32-bit and 64-bit versions of Windows, and if I double click on that, it'll bring up the game. And if you weren't following what I was saying before, then this, me demonstrating the puzzle, will make it a bit more obvious, a lot more obvious. So if I say 800, it puts all the numbers out of order, and see there's like a 6 at the bottom here, 6 at the bottom here, and a 1 up there. The 1 should be where the 5 is, and the 3 should be where the 1 is. The 15 should be 1 to the left, so if I type in 14, it moves 14 down. If I type in 8, it moves 8 across. If I type in 1, that's an invalid move because there's no blank space across or downwards from 1, so it ignores that. And 12, move that across. You can see how that would take a while for someone to solve, but importantly, the program isn't just completely non-explanatory. The goal is to have the numbers in order left to right, top to bottom, so 1, 2, 3, 4 along the top there, and 15 where the 6 is, and 0 where, or blank, because it doesn't even show the 0, where the 15 is. So I'll hit Q to quit, and if I make a really easy puzzle, say 50, this doesn't require much work because all I have to do is say 13, 14, 15, it should be solved. That took me 3 moves. I'll just do one last demo. Beyond 800, I don't think it makes too much difference how much the shuffle changes the board, but I'll just type this in anyway because it is a potential input. So it's see, those numbers are all scrambled. So that's pretty much the game. Alright,